Hello again and welcome to another Mordian Glory video. Now, it's no secret that tabletop games can sometimes be a little pricey. And recently I have been doing a few videos about how you can get full-size armies for a decent price. For example, I've covered how you can get into Old World with Warriors of Chaos and Empire at Man for about £100, and I'm always banging on about how cheap bolt action is to play. But there's one game that I haven't tackled, and it's the big one. And so today we're going to be looking at how you can get into Warhammer 40k with a full 2,000 point Imperial Guard army for under £200. And so with that bold statement made, I'm going to have to back up that outrageous claim. Let's fix bayonets and drive the men right into today's episode.
Attention conscripts, I am excited to announce the launch of the official second Mordian Glory channel. If you're curious, click on the link down in the description and head over to Mordian Glory Games. I upload to the channel several times a week with all sorts of fun and silly gaming content. So if you're jonesing for even more Mordian Glory content, then head on over to Mordian Glory Games and don't forget to subscribe.
Now, I want to assure everyone this is not going to be a video about 3D printing or buying models secondhand or anything like that. We are going to be looking at plastic models that are going to be new on sprue. However, I will be totally upfront with you guys and say that many of the models that we are going to be looking at today are not official Warhammer ones. We're going to be delving into the world of third parties. However, there will be some GW stuff in here as well. But before you all click off the video, just hang on a second. A lot of people tend to turn their nose up at third-party models, but honestly, the ones we're going to be looking at today are really viable, really good, and genuinely high quality. I have seen these models in real life firsthand, and they really do hold up. Also, unless you are planning on playing in a Games Workshop or playing at Warhammer World, you do not need to have Games Workshop models, and going to third parties is a very smart and very clever way of getting yourself good quality models and not having to break the bank. But with all of that said and my ass thoroughly covered, let's get into the video proper. So if we are not looking at Games Workshop models, then the big question is, what are we looking at? Let me introduce you to Wargames Atlantic, what very well may be the best source of alternative third-party guard infantry. Wargames Atlantic sell all sorts of plastic models, and they even do some 3D printing stuff as well. But what we're going to focus on today is their Death Fields range. In here, you are going to find highly detailed plastic sci-fi infantry, which are perfect for representing various regiments in the Imperial Guard. Do you like the idea of plastic steel legion, but don't want to use those hard to build and quite fiddly plastic death corps of Krieg? Well, don't worry, the Raumjäger infantry has got you covered. Speaking of Kriegers, the Le Grognards models are perfect for representing those, as well as alternative for Stroyan and Mordian models. And what's even better about the Le Grognards is they have even more kits outside of the basic infantry to help with their command and their heavy weapons, as well as them having some alternative Rough Riders. GW wants to charge you £40 for 5 Rough Riders, but you can get 9 of the Le Grognard cavalry for £30. But the best bit about Wargames Atlantic is they offer a bulk buy discount. Let's take a look at their Ura infantry. Perfect for representing Cadians, or if you're a fan of the Alien Colonial Marines, they look pretty good for that as well. If you buy one box, it will cost you £25 and you will get 24 hard plastic infantry. Straight up, that is £5 cheaper than a box of Cadians, and you are getting more than double the amount of infantry. But if you buy more than one box, for example, if you get yourself 3 boxes of these guys, then rather than costing you £75, it will cost you £70. And if you buy yourself 5 boxes, you'll save £20. And if you buy yourself a whopping 10 boxes, you will save 60 quid. The more you buy, the better the discount. And before you ask, yes, this bulk buy discount applies to all of their Deathfield stuff. For example, you go back to that aforementioned Le Grognard Cavalry. If you buy 10 boxes of that, you will save £75. And it's via this bulk buy discount that we are going to leverage the ability to get a full guard army for a huge discount. Because if you go over to the Deathfield's cannon fodder models, you get 30 of their infantry for £25. And if you buy 10 boxes, you will get 300 infantry for £190. And let me tell you, 300 infantry with all the different special weapons and other options you've got there, you can kit bash officers, command squads, everything, is more than enough to build a full 2,000 point pure infantry army. And Pure Infantry Guard is a totally viable playstyle. Sure, it's taken a little bit of a knock with recent balance patches and FAQs, with only being able to regenerate 1 squad now with reinforcements, but still, throwing down 240 Guard Infantry is a proper stat check. And not only is it going to be effective, but it's damn thematic as well. You don't have to do it with these cannon fodder models. If you prefer the look of the Mordians, the Grognards, or the Ura, you can still do that. But either way, you can get 2,000 points of guard infantry, whether you get 300 of them with the cannon fodder or 240 of them with the other boxes for under £200. And that is going to get you a full-sized army with all of the different options as well. But I know what you're thinking. Mordian, what if I don't want a pure infantry army? What if I want to throw a few tanks in there? I got you covered. Element Games has got a bundle deal available right now for a Rogel Dawn and 3 Lemurus battle tanks coming in at £158. If you were to combine that with the infantry from Wargames Atlantic, let's say you go down the Deathfield routes and you go for the cannon fodder, then if you went for the 5-box deal, you would have 4 tanks and 150 infantry coming in at about £270. And again, you're easily going to reach 2,000 points with that, especially if you take into account that you could convert a lot of your standard infantry into officers and command squads, which will not only make your army more effective, but also cost more points. But if you are still thinking, Mordian, it's still a bit skewed, we've got tanks, we've got infantry, but what about the artillery? You're always telling us indirect fire is important. Well, I got you, but you're going to have to spend about £285. That's still a phenomenal deal for a guard army at 2,000 points, which is actually viable and competitive, and is new on sprue plastic models. But this is how you do it. Take the tank platoon. That's going to get you those 4 tanks. Go for a 3-box deal on the Deathfield's cannon fodder infantry. That's going to get you 90 models. And then get yourself 2 field ordnance batteries from Element Games, which are £28 each. If you do this, you will get yourself an army which consists of 1 Rogel Dawn, 2 Lehman Russ Demolishers, and then you're going to have a Lemurus tank commander. And then you are going to be able to get yourself not 1, not 2, but 4 blobs of Death Corps of Krieg. Because you're going to have 90 infantry, so 80 of them you just turn to Death Corps of Krieg, or whichever infantry you really want, but we'll go for Krieg for now, alright? That gives you 10 infantry models left over. That's 3 Death Corps Marshals or Caden Castellans if you go down the Caden route, and then that gives you another 7 models left over. Well, there's a command squad in there, and you've got 2 models left over which you could convert into commissars or premier cycles, whatever you want. Just raid that bits box, convert them up, and you're going to have your 2 field ordnance batteries which you build with bombast cannons. If you do that, you will get to about 2,000 points and have a guard army that is viable. It's got the 3 pillars, it's doing everything. Now, I know at this point we've kind of gone outside of that get a guard army for under £200 thing, but I wanted to throw a few options at you guys so you could see that by using this Wargames Atlantic infantry, it really does save you a lot of money on what is often the most expensive part of a guard army, the infantry. But of course, all of this is just like my opinion, man. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Which is your favorite Wargames Atlantic plastic infantry kit, and how would you leverage them to get yourself that 2,000 point army without having to sell a kidney? If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe to never miss an episode. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and patrons. You guys are amazing, truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full time without the incredible and generous support of my members, so thank you guys so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Alex Dengal, Bon Vert, Lord Pryor, Mark Panconi, RJ Scorpion, Swordfish Trombone, Try Again Bragg, John Stubbs, Nick Walsh, Diesel Fox, and August Barney. Seriously guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and of course, as always, see you guys next time.